Safety Manager. From Zero to Expert by Dmitry Borovoy. Introduction. Who this book is for. Chapter 0.1. Who this book is for. You didn't open this book by accident. I have a pretty good idea who you are. Option 1. You're starting a trucking company. Maybe the LLC is already registered, maybe you're still getting there. And within the first few weeks you figured out that buy a truck, find a load, drive is an Instagram fairy tale. The reality is a wall of acronyms. DOT, FMCSA, MC Authority, UCR, BOC-3, IFTA, CSA, SMS, HOS, ELD, DVIR. Each one is a regulator, a document, or a process. Behind each one, a fine if you skip it, and authority revocation if you skip it systematically. Option 2. You want to become a safety manager. The work is remote, the pay is decent, you've got Russian and English, your head works, but how to get in? No one tells you. There's no government-issued safety manager certificate in the US. Russian language courses are few, and the quality is all over the map. Option 3. You're already working as a safety, but there are holes in what you know. The daily flow goes, but the words DOT audit make something drop inside. You never went through the whole system. You pieced it together from chats and YouTube. One note on language. In this book I'll often say just a safety for the person doing the job. That's not a typo. That's how the industry actually talks. The formal title is Safety Manager. 3 different starting points. 1 book. It works for all 3. What you'll have by the end. A map of the industry. Who regulates what? Which documents are mandatory? Which deadlines? Which fines are real? And which are Telegram chat ghost stories? 3 folders running cleanly. Company file, driver file, unit file. You'll maintain them on autopilot. A yearly calendar. Daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual. All laid out. Incident protocols. Crash, DOT inspection, out of service, conditional rating. Not, we'll try to figure it out. Step-by-step algorithms. A library of document samples in the book materials pack. truckernavi.com/en/book. MCS 150, MCS 90, annual inspection, independent contractor agreement, corrective action plan, and the rest. Calm. The kind that only comes when you understand the system from the inside. There's no other way to get it. 2 reading tracks. The book runs on 2 tracks at once. Pick yours, skim the other one, it'll come in handy. For owners, Track A. Owner, your own LLC or Inc., 1 to 3 trucks, and the safety at the company is you. You need to see the whole picture. Do yourself what's cheap to do, and understand what to delegate. Because digging into it alone costs more than the delegation does. For staff safety managers, Track B. Employed safety. You work for someone else's company, in-house or on contract. You need to know how to set up processes from zero, run them daily, and speak to the owner in his language. For owners, block for the owner. For staff safety managers, for the safety. No icon is for everyone. 3 fears you have right now. I'm naming them up front because everyone has the same 3. I'll get hit with a fine I can't pay, and I'll go under. By the end of this book, you'll know the difference between real fines and chat room horror stories. And more importantly, you'll be living in a mode where fines simply don't arrive. Not from luck, from a system that plugs the holes. DOT inspection will show up, and I'll fail. Chapter 12 is entirely about this. Types of inspections, levels, what to say, what not to say, what to show, what not to show. You'll meet the inspector as a person who knows the rules better than most people who've been in the industry 5 years. My English is weak. Safety work runs on 300 to 400 standard phrases. They repeat. In every chapter, I highlight the key English terms. The appendix has a 500-plus word glossary. This is a 2 to 3 week problem, not a year-long one. How to read. Beginner, chapters 1 to 3 in order. Don't skip. These are load-bearing walls. After that, your track. Experienced, open it on demand. The book works as a reference. The checklists inside each chapter cover 80% of routine tasks. Prepping for a DOT audit. Chapters 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, and the calendar in the appendix. Something happened. Chapter 15 Crash, Chapter 16 Claim, Chapter 17 Corrective Action Plan. Keep a bookmark. Navigation markers. Pause. If the topic lands heavy, I take the weight off first, then explain. What to do if you're scared? Concrete steps to stabilize. You've got this if. Self-check at the end of a topic. Checklist. Checklist, step-by-step action list. Document sample, a real form or template. Samples live in the book materials pack, truckernavi.com/en/book. Key takeaway, chapter takeaway, the thing without which nothing else works. Trucker Navi, where it makes more sense to delegate. I'll honestly point out where it's easy to slip up and where professional help costs less than your own attempt. What this book is really about, the anxiety a safety manager feels, comes from not knowing. Not from the difficulty of the work, not from the volume of documents, not from scary fines, from not knowing. The same sentence, you're responsible for compliance, and every violation pushes CSA down, sounds like a death sentence if you don't understand the system, and sounds like a description of an ordinary process if you do. The 7 CSA basics, the scoring methodology, how to pull your own numbers, the algorithm when the numbers start sliding, this is not knowledge for the chosen few. It's routine you can set up in a month. I'm not going to dump 20 hours of theory on you. We'll walk through it together, one block at a time. And at some point you'll catch yourself thinking, I know this. That's the goal. Let's go. Chapter 0.2, 3 ideas the whole job rests on. Before we get into documents, processes, and forms, they'll come back in every chapter. If you accept them as your coordinate system, the rest clicks into place almost by itself. Idea 1. The industry's heavy regulation is your ally. A beginner looks at FMCSA, 40-plus types of mandatory documents, medical card, logbook, ELD, CDL with endorsements, quarterly IFTA, and sees bureaucratic hell. It feels like they're locking you in a cage. Look at it differently. Clear rules equals predictability equals calm. In industries with fuzzy regulation, everything depends on the mood of whoever's checking. In the U.S., the rules are written in 49 CFR, an open public document that anyone can read. A DOT inspector can't write a violation because he feels like it. He works strictly by the regulation. If a violation is disputable, you appeal through Data Q, Chapter 14. Your inspection history is public. It lives in the SAFER database. You can pull it yourself, Chapter 3. This is not a minefield. It's a chessboard with rules that are the same for everyone. The better you know the rules, the bigger your edge. Heavy regulation works for the person who learns and against the person who hopes to slip through. Idea 2. 3 pillars of the profession. Discipline. Most safety work is rituals. Every Monday, SAFER. First of the month, medical card expirations. April 30th, July 31st, October 31st, January 31st. The quarterly IFTA filing deadlines. When the rituals are set, you physically cannot forget, because the reminder is in the calendar and the action takes 15 minutes. Beginners think the profession is built on complex knowledge. It isn't. It's built on simple actions performed regularly. Most failures in this industry aren't I didn't know. They're I forgot and I'll do it later. Documentation. In the U.S. there's a rule. If it's not in writing, it didn't happen. Warn the driver verbally about an HOS violation, you didn't warn him. Called and told him not to drive with an expired medical card, you didn't call. Everything that happens in the company has to leave a trace. A signed paper, a scan, a dated email. On a DOT audit, this plays out literally. The inspector asks, did you do pre-employment screening? You open the driver's file. There's the signed applicant driver form, MVR, drug test result, date. The inspector nods and moves to the next question. No file, no conversation, and now you're in a different scenario entirely. Train your hand. Did the action. Left the document. Not as a separate task, but in one motion. Prevention. A good safety isn't the one who puts out fires beautifully. He's the one who doesn't have fires. Medical card expires in 2 months, process started. Insurance in 3, broker contacted. IFTA in 6 weeks, data pulled. Everything is visible in advance. Everything gets handled in advance. Two types of safety in this industry. The preventive one pays a fine maybe once a year, and only by accident. The reactive one is in a daily race, putting out the next fire, and at some point, he doesn't make it. The company loses authority. Drivers leave. The difference between them isn't talent. It's the habit of looking at the calendar 2 or 3 months ahead. Idea 3. Nobody works alone. Even a large company doesn't pull compliance by itself. Any normal carrier has a team. Insurance broker, factor, attorney, accountant, outside safety, industry consultant. This isn't a sign of weakness. It's the normal configuration. If a task sounds above your level, that isn't a signal of "I can't handle this." It's a signal of "delegate here." Delegation is part of the profession, not a way around it. Trucker Navi handles the exact pieces that don't pay to do yourself. Not because you're weak, but because your time costs more than the work does. Now, to the substance. Trucker Navi handles any of the processes in this book. 315-871-0833. WhatsApp +1 929 347 4410. TruckerNavi.com. Data at TruckerNavi.com. Offices: New York, New Jersey, FL. Russian, English, Ukrainian. That was a chapter from Safety Manager, From Zero to Expert by Dmitry Borovoy, founder of Trucker Navi. The full book is on Amazon. The companion page is at truckernavi.com/en/book.